Well, hello there everyone, welcome back to another video, and I hope you're all doing fantastic out there, because we're talking about the third part of this series of videos, pedals that beginners should avoid. We did guitars beginners should avoid, amps beginners should avoid, that's hard to say, and now we're going to do pedals. And basically, the videos 100% did exactly what I wanted them to do. You guys had such a great conversation in the comments recommending things that I didn't think of, and I thought it was really good insight, and I think these videos could really be helpful to beginner guitar players. So I thought, you know what, let's do one about pedals. Feel free to voice your own opinion about these. I'm not saying that my answers are the right ones. I'm just saying this is my opinion, and I'm going to tell you why I think that, maybe these might be good things for either an absolute beginner or a person who's just kind of in those beginning stages to avoid. So we're not going to talk a whole bunch. We're just going to jump on into it, and let's go ahead and talk about pedals beginners should avoid, baby! Any company that I mention in here, I'm not saying don't get their products. I'm just saying as a beginner, you might want to hold off a little bit until you get a little bit more mileage under your fingers, and then venture into the world of pedals, because pedals are amazing. They're great tools for us guitarists and bass players and all that kind of stuff. So, just some food for thought, I guess. Number one, if you are an absolute beginner starting guitar for the first time, you might look at the world of pedals and be like, what one should I get? Everyone has pedals. And I'm going to be honest, I think you should avoid pedals altogether. Just because I think that there are amps that do a lot of effects fairly well nowadays. I think that there are many pedals that are substantially better at what a lot of these modeling amps have in them. In the amp video, you don't need an Axe effects, you don't need a Kemper, you don't need a Helix, you don't need any of that stuff at the beginning of your playing. You need something that's simple, very straightforward, easy to use. I actually think if you're an absolute, this is your first guitar lesson you're ever taken, I would avoid pedals altogether, just to start off with. Now, pedals are a great thing, but let's kind of keep going. Now, number two is something I've kind of hit on. You see a lot of these giant modelers like the Axe effects and Helix and what is it, Kemper, I forget what the other not the H9, what's the other one? I can't remember what it's called now. It's like touchscreen. 11 rack, all these things being turned into pedals now. So you have like the AX8, I believe, is the Axe effects pedal and stuff like that. And I own an Axe effects, so I'm not trying to discredit any of these guys. I think their products are incredible. The issue I think with those is I think if you're a beginner, you end up fiddling with presets and turning through knobs and stuff, which can be fun, but you spend a little bit of time you might have to practice just doing that, and you don't end up getting any better. You just end up making a bunch of different noises on the guitar, and I don't want to discourage trying to have fun with the guitar, because obviously that's what it's all about, but you don't want to get too caught up in not practicing and just fiddling with knobs and playing with stuff like that. It's easy to do that as a player who's been playing for a while. You just got to remind yourself, like, oh yeah, I should be playing guitar, not, trying to get this phaser to be inverted, reversed, quadrupled with a time-lapse delay on it. Know what I'm talking about? Now, the third pedal I think that might be worthy of avoiding if you are, in fact, a beginner, maybe like once you get some riffs and stuff under your fingers, then venture into some of these pedals that we're talking about. I know for the last one I was just talking about, I had one of those Digitech RP 550s, I think it was, and I was subject to exactly what I was just talking about. I just ended up playing with presets and not actually practicing, and it didn't really help me get any better until I could actually, learn how to play some stuff. But the next one is a wah pedal. Now you might be like, why are you saying wah pedal? Well, a wah pedal is an amazing product because it can cover up mistakes like it's nobody's business. You can throw on a wah. I always make the joke with people. I'm like, oh yeah, if I'm just not, it's not a good guitar day, I'll just turn on a wah. And wahs are great. They're fantastic pedals. I love them. I have the Gold 72 wah from Friedman. It's my favorite wah, and it's great when it's used sparingly. I don't know, so much of the beginner mindset is very excessive. You want to use the wah pedal all the time or something like that. So I think that maybe avoiding some of that stuff can be helpful because a wah can really cover up mistakes and stuff like that. That's why I use one live. Now the next one you might want to avoid if you are in fact a beginner there's plenty of pedals out there that have the 9-volt adapters or 12-volt, pay attention to that for sure. But some pedals still only require batteries. You have to use a battery. And the reason I say you might want to avoid those at first is if you don't remember to unplug your pedal, or if the pedal has some kind of ingenious way of being built that stops it from happening, if you leave it plugged in, you will drain the battery of that pedal and you will burn through 9 volts. As someone who has so much experience with this, it's very easy to do. There's remedies for this situation, with, like I said, the 9-volt adapter and all that kind of stuff, but you might want to avoid those at first because it's a lot of upkeep and it's just something you might not be thinking of whenever you're playing. You're done practicing for the day, you put your guitar down, you might not remember, oh yeah, unplug the pedal. Otherwise you're going to come back the next day, your guitar is going to have no volume and you're like, what's wrong? And you're going to spend an hour, I'm just speaking from personal experiences here, spend an hour trying to figure it out and you realize, the battery's dead. And that's, some pedals don't have that true bypass that it'll still bypass the pedal even if the battery is dead. But, that's just one you might want to think about. And now I thought I would leave you with one pedal to not avoid. And you don't have to get this in pedal form, but tuners. Tuners are great. If you're a beginner, tune your guitar all the time. A tuner pedal might be the most convenient way for you to do it. It's at your feet. You just see it and, tune it. You could have a clip-on tuner, all kinds of stuff. Don't avoid those. I think those are fantastic. All right, homies, that is it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, let me know some pedals that you think that people should avoid down below, if you're a beginner, of course. And other than that, we're out of here. Peace out and keep on rocking. Whoop!